across the southwest of the UK into parts of Wales, and the very blustery showers we've seen recently up towards the northwest will gradually ease into the early hours. Temperatures dipping down to mid-single figures towards the north under the clearest spells overnight, but starting to rise tonight as the cloud and rain comes up from the south and southwest. There'll be some bright weather around tomorrow across southern and eastern areas during the morning, but a showery burst of rain already gathering down towards the south and southwest, becoming more widespread across England and Wales into the afternoon, and some of those turning quite heavy. Northern Ireland, after a bright start, will see some rain in the afternoon, so it's Scotland that's set to see the best of the weather. Here, plenty of sunshine and feeling pleasant enough in light winds, with temperatures up to at 12 degrees. Tuesday looks like being a very unsettled day across all areas. We have warnings in force for wind and rain. Wettest weather, they're likely towards the north-east of the UK, and the windiest conditions generally down towards the south and southwest. But wherever you are, a pretty blustery and wet day to come, and it stays quite unsettled during the week ahead, perhaps a bit warmer and a bit drier come Thursday, but generally speaking, very unsettled.
That warm feeling inside from Boxed Boilers, sponsors of weather on GB News.
With thanks to Variety Cruises, a family company sailing since 1942, you have the chance to win a £10,000 7-night small boat cruise for two. With flights, meals, excursions and drinks included, you'll be able to choose from any one of their 2025 Greek adventures and explore Greece like never before. Plus, you'll also win £10,000 in tax-free cash to make your summer sizzle. And we'll pack you off with these luxury travel gifts. For a chance to win a prize worth over £20,000, text prize to 63232. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Or post your name and number to GB04 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 5 p.m. on the 26th of April. Full terms and privacy notice at gbnews.com/win. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Farage, Monday to Thursday from 7 p.m.
The real danger to our democracy, of course, always was China. And we learn overnight. We'd heard in August last year that the Electoral Commission's website had been compromised, their database had been compromised. And we learn overnight that, yes, actually, the Chinese Communist Party now have access to 40 million voters in this country and their data. Well, to respond to this in the House of Commons earlier, we heard from the Deputy Prime Minister, Oliver Dolan.
I can confirm today that Chinese state-affiliated actors were responsible for two malicious cyber campaigns targeting both our democratic institutions and parliamentarians. That is why the United Kingdom has today sanctioned two individuals and one entity associated with the Chinese state-affiliated APT31 group for involvement in malicious cyber activity targeting officials, government entities and parliamentarians around the world.
I don't know how tough that sounds to you in terms of a response, but one Member of Parliament, Sir Ian Duncan-Smith, was, shall we say, less than impressed.
Whilst I welcome these two sanctions from the government, it is a little bit, this statement, like an elephant giving birth to a mouse. The reality is that in those 3 years, the Chinese have trashed the Sino-British Agreement. They have been committing murder and slave labour and genocide in Xinjiang. We have had churches broken and, in Hong Kong, false court cases against Jimmy Lai.
Great quote, elephant giving birth to a mouse. I rather like that. Sir Ian's here. I'll ask him about where that came from in a moment. But it's all going to be OK. It's all going to be absolutely fine.
And there's plenty more still to come on Free Speech Nation this week. Broadcaster and commentator Ella Whelan will be with us soon to ask why the new NHS campaign seemingly takes parents for fools. And this fantastic studio audience will get another chance to fire questions at me and my panel. But let's get a news update first from Tatiana Sanchez.
Andrew, thank you very much and good evening. The top stories this hour. Thousands of Israelis are gathering in Jerusalem calling for the release of hostages still being held by Hamas. It comes as today marks 6 months since the terror attack on the 7th of October. Families of hostages also joined a rally in London to call for their release, saying these 6 months after the attack have been hell. Marking the occasion, the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has said the government continues to stand by Israel's right to defend its security. And he added the UK is shocked by the bloodshed and called for an immediate humanitarian pause in fighting. He also urged Hamas to release its hostages and implored Israel to get aid into Gaza more swiftly. Meanwhile, the Foreign Secretary has used the occasion to stress that the UK's support for Israel is not unconditional. Writing in the Sunday Times, Lord Cameron said there's no doubt where the blame lies over the death of 3 British aid workers. And he added this must never happen again. John Chapman, James Henderson and James Kirby died in airstrikes carried out by the IDF on an aid convoy on the 1st of April. The Deputy Prime Minister has denied claims the UK is failing to prepare for war. Oliver Dowden's defending the government after outgoing Armed Forces Minister James Heappey told The Telegraph only Ministry of Defence officials attended a wartime preparation exercise, which was meant for the whole of government. Former Defence Secretary Ben Wallace has backed him up, saying too many in government are just hoping everything goes away.